The NBA 2022-23 season has finally settled in. This means that some teams who were looking solid on paper have now been exposed and are open to trading players for the betterment of their squad. On the contrary, teams with a weak squad are also keen on signing players who they think will give the squad a performance boost. Today, let's discuss the Lakers deal involving Kevin Durant and other potential trades on our radar. First up, the potential blockbuster trade between the Nets and Lakers. At 2-8, the Los Angeles Lakers have not had a great start to the season, even though LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and a refreshed Russell Westbrook are all very good. The rest of the team isn't good enough to make it all work. At the same time, in Brooklyn, the Nets are also having trouble. At 4-7 so far, they haven't lived up to expectations this early in the season. Part of the blame goes to Kyrie Irving, who is once again in the middle of a huge scandal. Two teams that were supposed to be the best haven't been doing so well so far this season, but they can help each other get better if they work together. In a recent article, Grant Hughes of Bleacher Report explained how the Lakers could trade star big man Anthony Davis in a few different ways. In one deal that he made up, the Lakers would send Davis to the Nets in exchange for Kevin Durant. The trade should be good for both parties. When the Lakers got Durant, who is still at the top of his offensive game, they can make the big change they've been waiting for and get better right away. The Nets then can oust a disgruntled player, Durant, and bring in a player who may be more willing to work in Brooklyn. If Kyrie stays with the Nets and Ben Simmons regains his touch again, that could put the Nets back on the map as a contender. We'll have to wait and see how these teams make up for their early season deficits for now. Moving on, the Nets are ready to part ways with Ben Simmons. The Brooklyn Nets started the 2022-23 NBA season poorly and are now 2-6, unable to compete with weaker Eastern Conference teams. The squad parted ways with Steve Nash after he admitted the players weren't reacting. The team can now focus on replacing the back-to-back NBA MVP. Ime Udoka is the expected successor, but the team hasn't announced it yet. Ian Begley of SNY recently revealed that the Nets are looking to move on from a lot of players, and even Ben Simmons could be traded. Begley believes Ben Simmons was discussed with a Western Conference team over the weekend. Simmons is the Nets' finest trade chip for an experienced shooter. Bill Simmons claims the organization is considering trading Kyrie Irving. The Nets had a great roster before the season, but it's crumbling now. The Big Three might be done in fewer than 20 games, much as when James Harden was in town, confirming that this enterprise is hopeless and they must blow it apart. Next up, here are the 3 panic trades that could happen right now. Every NBA team has played between 10 to 12 games so far, and there have definitely been some surprises. For instance, the Utah Jazz is 9-3 and top of the Western Conference. That was a big surprise, since they had just traded away stars Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell in the offseason to start over. There are teams that are doing better than expected right now, but there are also teams that are doing badly. Even though the Los Angeles Lakers improved their defense during the offseason, they are still only 2-8. Even though they have won a title in 2022, the Golden State Warriors are only 4-7. The Miami Heat are also 4-7, even though they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe these 3 teams can fix their problems by trading players. Most teams don't make big trades early in the season, but sometimes teams make trades in a hurry to improve their team. Here are 3 blockbuster trades that could happen right now if teams do panic. Let's look at the Golden State Warriors make a trade for an elite defensive center. For the first trade, the Warriors receive Miles Turner, with Pacers getting James Wiseman and Moses Moody. Miles Turner has been on the trade block consistently over the last few years, but the Indiana Pacers have elected to keep him. Perhaps they will end up trading him this year though, as he is in the last year of his deal, and they will not want to lose Turner without a return in free agency. Indiana Pacers and Golden State Warriors are natural trade partners. Adding Miles Turner would boost the team's defense. The Warriors' strengths and system make him the ideal center. If Miles Turner and Draymond Green play together, the Warriors could have a top defense. In this trade scenario, the Warriors would move James Wiseman and Moses Moody to the Pacers. This move would be beneficial for Wiseman and Moody, as with the Pacers, they would get ample playing time to develop and grow as players. James Wiseman is an extremely talented center that just needs playing time, while Moody projects to be a solid 3-and-D wing option going forward. It should be noted that the Warriors also will need to add a veteran minimum contract to this deal to make it work financially. This trade would add an experienced veteran to the current Warriors squad, and Turner can help with their championship aspirations. Generally, it's hard for a team to contend and develop at the same time, and this trade would allow the Warriors to go all in and compete for a championship while Stephen Curry is still a top 5 player. Not to mention, the Miami Heat take a risk on a controversial star. In this trade, the Nets receive Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, and and Max Strus, while the Heat get Kyrie Irving and Seth Curry. There's no doubt that Kyrie Irving is an elite player. He's a 3-level scoring point guard, and that is well known for his handles and shot creation ability. However, the main thing that is negative about Kyrie Irving is the fact that he is consistently embroiled in controversy, drawing unwanted attention from the media. The Miami Heat could gamble on the point guard. Pat Riley has dealt with many personalities in the NBA, and he could help Kyrie Irving focus on a championship. Kyrie Irving and Seth Curry to Miami Heat for Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, and Max Strus. Kyrie Irving could help the Miami Heat's offense as Jimmy Butler's number 2 option. Irving would provide the team a clutch option and relieve Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. Seth Curry would offer the Heat a quality bench scorer and hefty minutes. Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, and Max Strus would help space the floor for the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie Irving's expiring deal explains the low return. Some pieces could help the Brooklyn Nets win immediately. Kyle is older, yet a championship-winning PG. Duncan Robinson is a three-point sniper, while Max Strus can play SG or SF. This trade benefits both teams. With Jimmy Butler, Kyrie Irving, Tyler Hero, and Bam Adebayo, the Miami Heat could dominate the East. The Nets would get a good return for Kyrie Irving before his deal ends. Pat Riley is prepared to take a gamble on Kyrie Irving, so we'll see if the Miami Heat calls about him. Lastly, the Los Angeles Lakers make a move for a former All-Star point guard. In this trade, the Lakers will receive D'Angelo Russell, Taurean Prince, and Josh Minott, whereas the Timberwolves will get Russell Westbrook. The Los Angeles Lakers are one of the worst teams in the league right now. If they want to improve the team and get back to the playoffs, then they need to make a trade. Russell Westbrook has thrived as a sixth man this year, proving he can still be useful. He's currently the team's primary bench ball handler. Russell Westbrook's trade worth is largely based on his expiring deal, but he can also help teams as a player. The Minnesota Timberwolves have been disappointing this year despite them getting better after trading for Rudy Gobert. Perhaps the two parties could work out a deal and help one another out. Our trade proposal features the Lakers trading Russell Westbrook to the Minnesota Timberwolves for D'Angelo Russell, Taurean Prince, and Josh Minott. D'Angelo Russell is a great point guard, shooter, facilitator, and scorer. He'd be a starter and a great complement to LeBron James and Anthony Davis. He's struggled this season, but a new situation could help. Taurean Prince is a 3-and-D wing player who would help them on both ends of the court. Josh Minott is a talent who could help them next year. Westbrook might help the Minnesota Timberwolves fulfill their potential. Rudy Gobert could lob and Karl Anthony Towns could shoot. Russell Westbrook might exhibit his rim-slashing skills with the Minnesota Timberwolves. He'd be a fantastic mentor for Anthony Edwards and other Timberwolves youngsters. This trade gives many players fresh beginnings and improves other organizations. We'll see whether they make another move like this in the future. And that's a wrap for this video. Which one of these trades do you think is likely to come to life? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.